It's okay? Thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you very much. And please take your sign home if you want. Then you can use it there also. Exactly. Okay, welcome to our workshop, Promoting the R in NVR. And we just, in preparing of this workshop, we were thinking, what can we do to promote it? Well, just doing it, just like we did. Let us introduce ourselves.
I'm Kirsten van Gink.
It's not working. If you want to resist, you need a voice.
Yes, I know. Oh. So, I'm Kirsten van Gink and I work at Level. It's an institution for youth care and child and adolescent psychiatry. And I work together with Ron to train professionals and parents in NVR.
Non-violent resistance, yeah. I'm Ottenbros. I'm working as a parent counselor in Level. Well, we've been doing this for about 15 years now.
Yes.
Yeah, so we think we have a little experience with the stuff, but we're not saying we know the stuff.
No.
But we're trying to, well, promote the R at this workshop. So
Not the R from Ron.
No, not the R from Ron. No,
Resistance.
sorry. If there was any misunderstanding, it's about the resistance part.
But he is actually non-violent Ron, so...
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, it's a workshop, so you have to work.
So...
Sorry for that.
First question for you, and maybe you can talk to your neighbor about this. But how many times in the last month, for instance, in what way did you do resistance or maybe make other people do resistance? So have like a couple of minutes to talk about that with your neighbors.
Yeah. And it's small, it can be big, so. Okay. We are very pleased. We are very pleased that there was no silence. Because we were a little bit afraid that the resistance part has been forgotten, but thank God, no. You really exchange things, ideas, experiences about the resistance part, because this is the theme of today, of course. Is there anybody who wants to share some resistance?
Or is it still... Or is it too early?
Because, yeah, that's possible, but we know if we use the resistance parts, you have to overcome your fear. So this is your chance.
Exactly, this is what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Because I know this NVR thing for years, but I'm working in a field with students.
Okay.
And with students who are anxious.
Okay.
So, and they are anxious of social contacts. And so
Yeah.
this is why I loved so much to hear what Uri was saying.
Yeah.
It's kind of going into this direction. And what I try to help them is to kind of overwhelm. I know.
It's, yeah. Sorry,
Thank
but
you.
it's hybrid, so we have to think of the online.
Oh, sorry. Hello, online people.
I forgot. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Yeah.
so as I'm working with people who are anxious, students, at a small, very small university who are anxious to be in contact with or get in contact with others. So the kind of overcoming this part of going into overcoming the own resistance or the own the own fear in order to get in contact with others. So that's my part where I always look not against something but for something.
For something. But maybe, if I can react on that, it's something that's, the resistance part is something in us. That's what we want to promote. And maybe we can resist to the anxiety for ourselves.
Maybe you can pass the mic.
Yeah. But we are just gathering some experience in how to resist. That's the theme of today.
I'm a family therapist, and I'm working as well with single sessions. And I've got a lot of men and women, they come to me and say, I can't be that anger. I don't want to have such a lot of anger. And so I tried with just last week with a man to really, I resist and said, you should resist your anger. You should control your anger. And so it was lots of time to tell him that it's really necessary, that he can resist his anger with his kids, with his wife. And this is quite hard work, I think.
Yeah,
always.
it is.
And he says, I have no hope that I can this. And so
Okay.
we tried and think about how can he develop and have hope.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, how can you resist as a therapist?
Yeah, yeah. To resist with him, with the anger. I was
If he
very-
says, I'm helpless,
Yeah.
I can't do anything against
Yeah.
it, what
And
is your...
I think I told him I have a lot of hope that he can develop.
Okay.
And I don't want him to be like this because he suffers a lot and everyone else suffers. So I was on this side of suffering and sharing with him.
Yeah.
And I think if I have a lot of hope and trust that we can develop, it will take time. And it will, that he can resist. So I think it is a resist as well for me, from myself.
Okay.
And another position is I'm a mum.
And that means?
My children are 16 and 18.
Okay.
I do need a lot of resistance. And I really, since I know about NVR, I really go to the room and say, so, I don't like this anymore.
I protest.
I'm protesting.
Great.
Okay.
Nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, we used a rather practical R in a situation with a runaway girl. I work at a residential ward, and we had this girl. She was 15, and when she would run away from our institute, we would call her mom, and her mom would inform a contact group in WhatsApp, and they would all call or text her or app her, so she would know, everyone knows she has an issue, and support us and mom to get her back, and it worked.
Yeah. And then, of course, the NVR question is, for who does it work? Did it work for you?
No, it worked for her. She came back and she understood. Everyone was worried.
Okay.
Because that part of the worrying of her grandparents, and that was totally ignored. She was feeling alone.
Okay, there was a reconnection.
Yeah.
Some sort of, okay.
Yeah.
Great. Wonderful story. Thanks. Okay, there are probably some more stories. But we're just asking the question because we think, at least in our experience for the last 10, 15 years, we notice there's some doubt, some hesitation to resist. And we know there's a lot of potential in the NVR approach of connecting and be there. But we notice there are some different reactions on the R part of the NVR. Some people just say it's bullshit. maybe you have the same experience. They say, well, no, we're not going to do that because it's going to harm the other one. For example, in our residential care setting, we try to implement the sit-in in a ward. And the first thing the colleague said, well, but we're not going to enter her room because it's her room. And of course, we understand that it's privacy, etc. But I don't really think that they say it's bullshit. But it's something like, no, we don't do this. Okay, we'll accept. We're not going to push. And maybe there's a group, well, we've never done it, so we do it. We call it the Pippi Langström type of caregivers. You know the expression of Pippi Langström. Yeah, I never done it. Oh, I do it, yeah. And maybe there's some colleagues or some parents who say, well, I think I can, I think I need it, set the boundaries, be the resistance, but I'm a little bit afraid. I don't know what's going to happen afterwards or between, or what am I going to do? Can I resist my anger or whatever? And there's also a group, I think it's the biggest group we've seen in the colleagues, and maybe the parents as well. They do something, but they don't, sometimes they just do one thing and then, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. They sit in, well, she still doesn't listen to us. We do the announcements, she still doesn't listen, so we have to do something else. So, okay. And maybe there's some other reasons why there's hesitation, why there's, well, I'm not sure if it's fear. What do you think, Kirsten?
Maybe the feeling it's too soft.
Yeah, a soft approach. You have to be more like that. Okay. Consequences.
Yes.
Yeah. We need consequences. Well, we can present you today some consequences, but on a different way. Okay. Do you recognize this, by the way?
I changed the slides. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Did you recognize some of the... Yeah, okay, that's nice. Okay. What do we want to do today? Well, we have an hour left, so that's great. We would like to address some parts about the resistance, but mainly about what can we learn about the social approach of the resistance part of NVR? Because we think it's a little bit neglected over the last year, so we want to promote it. That's why we got the shirts.
Yes.
And the promotion cards. Yeah. And of course, it's a workshop, sorry.
Yeah.
You have to work. So we're going to resist if you don't.
Because it's early for us, so they're gonna do the work, right?
Yeah. We had to resist to not going to the party yesterday, because we have to be very here. Okay.
So why do we need resistance? Does anyone want to comment on that? So why is it important to resist?
Maybe you can...
I don't know where the mic is. Is it?
I think it's back on. Why do we need the resistance?
To feel powerful.
Okay.
To have hope.
Okay.
To, you can still do something.
Nice.
If it's difficult, there's still something you could do. I like the word do.
I think with only non-violent, but not resisting something, you don't change anything.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then you stay in the same situation. Okay.
Maybe to give parents a voice.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's not on the... That's okay.
To take your agency, to show that you can do something, that you can change something.
Yeah. Great.
I think because the child deserves this.
A child deserves this.
If you don't resist, you give up.
You give up. Wow. Yeah. So
Nice.
we need the resistance.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Frank.
To show my values.
Okay. Yeah.
They work so hard, Ron. We don't have to do anything.
No.
We can just...
We just stop the workshop. Oh, great, thank you.
So, but I was joking because I want to maybe do something again to maybe make you feel why it's important to resist. So I would invite you to stand up. Okay. Hold the coffee's.
The coffee and the water.
Okay.
Okay.
And then just stand on one leg.
And don't use this chair as a supporter.
No. So in the beginning, it feels okay, right? It's okay. Easy. But in due time, I see some people, maybe the people who were at the party.
Well, some
You have
trying
a
to
special
adjust.
trick, I see.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's becoming, at least for me, it's becoming a bit uneasy. And I feel that I'm getting out of balance, maybe. Okay, so resisting can be easy, right? But I'm sure you just experienced that standing on one leg is good for the beginning, but we can't stand on one leg for the whole time. And that's why we need balance. So if we remain nonviolent and forget about this, we eventually get out of balance and maybe fall down. So that's why I think, and you think so too, we need it.
Yeah, sometimes maybe you use this picture also with parents, working with parents, the two-hand. Maybe you've heard about it. This one, yeah. It's an open thing, but it's also very firm. Say no. Yeah. So I think we agree, Kirsten, with all the supporters here. That we need the resistance.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Then we can continue the workshop. Otherwise, we're going to protest again.
We would do a walkout.
We're going to walk out.
There's,
Oh, there's a question. Okay.
I was just thinking, but you need one leg in order to stamp and say, well, I want to change something. Then you need a little bit of imbalance before in order to get activated.
Yeah. Great. Nice.
I just want to ask, I'm quite surprised that you think the resistance is not enough. Well, I've just wanted to ask you some reasons why you think the R is gone or too less or whatever, because I think this is the mostly part of this concept, for my opinion, exactly this, to tell parents to resist.
Well, I can give you an example. We do parent training, probably most of you will do, and in the course we have about 8 or 10 sessions. And parents love the idea, okay, I can de-escalate, I can be there more present, I can be all the pillars of support, it's wonderful. But if we come to the announcement, they say, wow, Ron, thank you for all your information, but I think the situation at home is changed already. My son is already going to school, not the whole week, but he's going there, and so I don't think we need the announcement, and thank you very much. This is what and it's something we experience, and we think there are some wonderful ideas to support the parent to be more in a position. I start with the course and I know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to be here as a parent and I'm not going away. And I know it's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard, it's going to be etc., etc. So, and it's not only with the parents, probably with the professionals as well. They embrace it. Wow, wonderful, Ron and Kirsten.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the de-escalation, and we have now contact, etc.
But a sit-in.
But a sit-in, they won't do that. And then we say, oh, what a missed chance. Not for you, but a missed chance for the child. So there is less presence because they hesitate. They are, I'm not saying they're afraid or there's fear, but I think there is. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to take you a little bit with the story of the social developments, because you all know this. It started with the wonderful book of demonization, Presence. Everybody has has seen this book, of course. No, it's the first one of Omer. It's a very important book about presence. It's maybe the starting point, I'm not sure, but it's very important. And of course the Gandhi story, nonviolence, and of course Gene Sharp, and he combined it, wonderful things. So we thought, well, yeah, okay, if we have all the information, well, yeah, you can. This is the first book, and if you combine all this information, well, how is it to look back over the last 20 years? What is developed in the socio-political arena? What can we learn from that? And there are some nice examples. Because if they were inspired by big people, well, we can be inspired as well. Yeah. And I'm not saying we have to hang over there at the Gandhi statue.
What if you want to take a picture?
But it's something that every hero or something, even Father Patrick, we heard, it has an example as an hero for, and we need as well. We can learn from others. Okay. Yeah.
So, what do we want to achieve today? Oh, okay. There's some protest outside already. Some people who were feeling sorry they didn't enter the workshop. We want to encourage you to make more use of the resistance part. And because you are all experts on NVR, we want to make use of your brains and experiences and think of new creative ways to resist. And maybe when you walk out that door, you have like 1 or 2 new ideas to use, maybe next week or next year, I don't know, to resist. So that's when we feel happy, right?
Yeah.
At the end of our workshop, if we achieve that.
Then we did this, we promote the R. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's start with some ideas about what is really the nonviolent resistance from a socio-political view. And it's about conflict. It's not about resolving, it's not about connecting, it's about searching, making the conflict maybe bigger. Because there is a conflict. If you need resistance, there is a conflict. A conflict in interest, a conflict in justice maybe. Yeah. So the nonviolent resistance is a promoter of change. And we all know, for example, the mother, the father, and the child, the family. There's one person in a family who doesn't want to change. Maybe the father, maybe the mother. Okay. But most of the times the child is there, and in what reason there is, he wants to stay. So we would like to promote and look at the resistance part as an active conflict searching. Not going away from it, but searching it, going there. That's the main, that's the way you can describe it. And we got it from a very interesting lady, and well, it would be very interesting to meet her maybe in the next couple of conferences. Erica Chenoweth, maybe heard of her. You've heard of her? No? Very interesting, you've heard of her. She's done some wonderful research about what is effective in the nonviolent or the civil resistance approach. She did, over the last 100 years, she looked at more than 200 resistance, protest actions, and she was just looking at with the colleagues, what is the effectiveness, why does it work? And she wrote a wonderful book, What Everybody Needs to Know. So what you need to know is read this book. Yeah. So she's prescribed it this way. And what she's also saying is that it is this thinking about, okay, what kind of mentality, what do we need in the thinking of resistance? And that is affecting the status quo, or something like breaking the pattern. You've heard this, because we want to break the pattern, and it's one-sided, because the other party, yeah. And for example, we just stood here just with a sign, not to break your pattern, but to say, okay, we need some support. And of course, we recruit already the last days support. So they were here, that was great. So we are just trying to get you over, to overcome your fears and to protest because of affecting the status quo. We want to change something, so we need some, yeah. Disrupting, and she learned us, she found out that if there is a lot of us, we have more power. So every civil disobedience, nonviolent resistance, march, protest, if there's more people, well, there's more impact. Yeah, okay. And of course, just one back, okay. People who resist take a stand. They say, this is what I think is really important. This is what I think is needed to be done. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Inaction is action. Yeah. Okay. So there are a lot of examples of the protests we have. Yeah. Well, we've done a protest now. That was wonderful. And these are some examples where you can say, well, okay, this is maybe the thing we have to do, because we don't want to be at the other side. We don't want to use violence. This is why we have to protest in a non-violent way, because we have to do it, but there's no choice. And maybe some of, well, the parents we work with, or the professionals we work with, sometimes we hear they say, well, there is another, maybe I can try this or that. We say non-violent resistance is probably the last resort. Then we can do this, because then you're full aware of this is what we have to do. This is why we have to do it. Because if there's
agency.
Yeah. Or of course this protest, the Black Lives Matter. You've all heard it before, and yeah. And in this protest, you need Myanmar. We need a lot of courage. We need a lot of strength. Yeah. And we learned, and we know that if there are more people standing here in the protest, it's more easy to resist. If we began with the two of us, we thought, okay. But if there's more people, okay, come on, we can do this. And it's the same with parents, it's the same with colleagues. We have more.
But it takes courage, because I was saying to Ron, did you feel your heart beat go through the roof when we just stood here alone?
Yeah. And of course I said, no, no, I'm prepared.
He's so cool.
Okay.
So Ron, I think maybe they are feeling comfortable. Maybe too comfortable.
Too comfortable.
Right?
Come on, we're going to do something.
So
we're going to do something. Okay.
If you want to learn something, you have to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of times and practice it.
Yeah, good idea.
So we allow you a chance to practice and feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, because it has to be a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah, everybody knows if you want to do the resistance parts, you don't just jump in to something. You have to make a plan and train. So this is the training for you. Okay. What's the first thing we're going to do?
Okay.
Okay, everybody stand up. Okay. This is a very interesting thing because sometimes there's, for example, I am the president of your country and I'm giving a speech. You have to vote for me because I am the most important. I can change, I can make you do anything. I want.
We will see.
I am your president, so you have to vote for me. And what are they going to do now? You have to vote for me because I'm the best president there's ever been. And there's no one who can accomplish me. There's one still not turning her back. So, what the Okay. Yeah, you're hesitating. Okay, thanks. I'm not your president anymore. Turning one's back, it's very strange, but it's very effective because when I'm standing here, I have no control. But there's something in this exercise. It's a little bit disrespectful what you did. Yeah, but okay. You did no harm to me, no harm to others, so it's a way of just turning your back. Yeah, okay, well, another one maybe?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh no.
I will. I've practiced this, Kirsten.
I hate this.
Okay. I can tell you what a go slow is. It's very easy because you just talk very slow. Okay. What is happening in the other side? It makes you aggressive. Yeah. Because I'm searching the conflict with you. Yeah. So it's a way of just protesting in any kind of situation. I'm not going faster because you want it. I'm going slower because I want it. So this is my resistance. And probably not in the language, but in my mind. I'm not going to with you. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have a protest march.
I think actually the children are better in
Oh,
the
absolutely.
resistance
We
part
can
than
learn a
we
lot from them. We can learn
are.
a lot from them. Yeah. I'm not sure what the next one is. What is it? Well, I think you know that. Yeah, sit down, please. Yeah. We've heard that. Yeah, the sit in. It looks very simple, but we've learned we've been trained by Idan Amil, and I was just still remembered that he was just saying, when I'm sitting on the ground, I am sitting there, not only sitting there, but I have a protest sign in my hand, virtually. I protest against the situation, and it helps me why there is a sit-in. It's not only for the connecting part. There is, of course, but it's also I'm here because I don't want to continue this situation. I have to protest. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure if the next one is, okay,
we
protest.
They practiced.
They practiced already, yeah, to protest. But it's very interesting to think about some sort of, we set you on, you're going to work with it, but how to protest in a family maybe, or in a classroom. How can we do that? Yeah. Okay, this is a very simple one. And if I was maybe the president or someone else, then you just clap the whole time. It's really annoying if you do that. Yeah. So there are different kind of ways of protesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Please stay. We put this too early in the PowerPoint, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
That was a mistake. So you can practice after the workshop. Is that okay with you? Okay. And then we have the laughing. Okay. I think you're quite good at this, Kirsten. It's not working, Kirsten. What are we going to do?
It is.
Oh,
It
that's
is.
still. Okay. Just. Yeah.
Okay.
It's also annoying if you do this. Yeah. I'm not sure if you can do this on a family table and then your child is protesting, I don't want to eat this. Maybe it's something you can do. Yeah. Okay, the non-cooperation. This is really going to be an experiment. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All stand up. Thank you, Annette. Non-cooperation. And this is a really interesting one, because you can do so many things in all different kinds of situations. And it's not about, I don't want it. It's really a thing of, I'm be there and I won't cooperate, because it's not justified. It's not good to do this. I have to non-cooperate. Yes. Okay. Oh, I thought there was more.
No.
Okay. No, it's okay. Okay. So we've been a little practiced. Yeah. Okay. Well, we have to rush a little bit, I think, Kirsten. Yeah, because of the time. Yeah. By the way, we the presentation, you can get it. So don't write this down.
Yes.
It's a waste of time. It's just what we thought, well, okay, what do we need to know from Erica Chenoweth? She's saying, well, if we look at the non-violent resistance things, because there's a lot of things going on, even today, the resistance part, and we can learn a lot from that. And she was just saying, well, maybe there's... it's a realistic and more effective alternative. Yeah. Okay with you? Yeah. Some sort of resistance in the... Okay.
The coffin.
Yeah. So she says, well, it's a really interesting and it's a really valuable thing to do, socio-political, but probably in every situation. So it's very useful to do this. And it's not by getting the other, the point two of changing the other one. You have to be with us, and well, it's good for you to come with us. We didn't say a word. Okay, join us. That was the only word we said. Join us. But it's your choice to come, and well, a lot of people come this way. So it's not about adverse is hard, the other side's hard. But it's more of maybe the doubts, or maybe the voices in the other side. We have to get them, defectors. We have to defect to get them on our side. That's the main goal. Not to change the other one, but to let them, well, doubt. Yeah. Okay. As we said, it's just a method of constructive promote conflict, and probably, and I will explain that a little bit later, we need a plan to do this. Because everything you do with the non-violence, you have to have a plan in advance. Okay. Yeah. And well, it's maybe we can use something. We intend to agonize. We irritate, probably, as we just did the other one. We don't want to harm him, but if we want to change, we have to do something differently than we did before. So it's always good to connect, it's always good to be there, etc., but you have to do something. That's why I like the word do. Because if we don't do something, okay. And she found out that the non-violent campaigns are twice as effective as the violent campaigns. Maybe you know this already? Yeah, some do. Yeah. So that's very interesting, because if you look and if you feel some sort of, well, what's going on, socio-political, we see some sort of, a lot of dictatorships around in our countries. And there's some sort of belief with a lot of people who think that violence is the way to change things. I'm not sure why that is, but it is. People think, even in families, well, you've talked probably with parents, with teachers, they still think, well, what I have learned in the past, just be strict, be just consequent, and be more, well, a little bit more violent. They think, well, this is a good thing to change. Yeah, I hope it's working. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just one thing I was thinking of, like when you talk about non-violent actions in, let's say the social society field. I mean, the thing is, like, even like if we do non-violent action by the state or whoever, it's not seen as non-violent all the time, and it kind of creates repression. And I think that's a important point. You have to also think about it and what happens afterwards. I mean, that even if you do things with the non-violent means, it might get violent in the end, and not by your intention.
Absolutely. So if I'm...
So that's a good tip for the plan.
Yeah.
We'll talk about and...
To be prepared for the violent part, the repression. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is very interesting, because we can learn from this. Well, we say, well, it's more effective, and we can say it. That's very interesting. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what do we need if we think resistance is the most effective? We need some sort of plan. We need a clear goal, because there are some very, well, nice examples of resisting movements who have not a really particular goal. They say, well, we want to address and we want to protest against the banks or something, or against the environment or whatever. And if
the environment, I don't think there's a lot of people protesting against the environment, but we had
the pollution,
yellow vests, and they protested, I think, to almost everything. So nobody knew. At the end, nobody knew what they were standing for. So what was their message? And then you lose, like, support, because so you need, like, a clear goal.
Yeah, yeah. So you need a clear goal, you need a strategy, you need ideas. And we think maybe we start with the idea of, can we use more resistance? Yeah, probably we do, but we need a plan. We need a strategy. Because, well, if we have a plan, we are less afraid of doing things. That's very important. Yeah. And, well, maybe you mentioned it, but we have to be prepared for a long struggle. So we have to, for example, the parents, we have to inform them. This is not going to be an easy journey. You have to be prepared of retaliation. You have to be prepared of repression from your child. So we need a plan. And we think that we can enlarge that voice. We must enlarge that voice, yeah. Yeah. And a very interesting thing she found out, and it's not a rule or something, but she found out, Erica Chenoweth, find her at YouTube, etc. It's very interesting. She said, well, if there's 3.5% of the population is going to be on stage and resisting, we can throw the dictator out. 3.5%. Well, I'm not sure how many were there.
Here?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more than 3.5 if you just standing here. So we could throw out the dictator. Yeah. And
but when there are more dictators, Sudan. There, it's the army against the opposition.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, of course, he's not saying that if you have this, it's always succeeding, because if you look at the other slide, but okay, there's also non-violent resistance is not always working. It's not always giving the change, especially not when there's a lot of violence. Because we learned, and she wrote about it in her book, that the oppressor is not standing still. They found out some really interesting things to just resist the resistance part. For example, now in Russia, we know all that. There was just men, women, just with a sheet blank, up, caught. So even if you have some ideas, I'm going to resist, well, you're going to be taken away into prison. So this whole system now is changing because they know, and the interesting thing is we can think, they know the power of nonviolence. So that's why they are afraid. It's not what, yeah.
For the risk you're taking.
The risk you're taking.
There's definitely a risk.
Yeah. But it's good to think about, okay, who is the dictator? Yeah. So we can use this, so we don't need maybe many people, but we need some of them. Yeah. Okay. And we're going to let you think of something, but it's always helpful to have some sort of structure to think, how can we think and what can we think? Well, not only Erica Chenoweth, but all other people. For example, Gene Sharp, with his nonviolence in 198 ways. And there's some sort of, well, maybe we can think of dispersion, and that means spreading. So not centered. We just here had a concentration of people, like the sit-in, the march, etc. The dispersion is more like, well, demonstration of stay at home, not going to work. It's very effective in a country. Yeah. Embargoes, singing illegal songs. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Not the
for example, the anthem. So in some countries, you don't have. Oh, yeah. Overloading the administrative. Interesting. So they have some sort of idea of a structure of doing things and stop doing things. So that's an interesting thought of how maybe we can enlarge the interventions in the nonviolent approach. Yeah. And well, we had a quote from Maria Elizabeth King, and he said that he realized, Gene Sharp, that every nonviolent struggle may create its own new method. And what we mean, or what we think that we can mean by that, is that in every situation you think of some sort of new ideas, not thinking, okay, we have some sort of protocol, okay, we do this, we do that, we do the announcement, we do the sit-in, and then we do that, okay. No, you have to think, you have to work. What is the most appropriate thing to do in this situation? So it's every time, this is a hell of a job, even for parents. And also for us, I think, as a therapist, as professionals, we do not have to take to tell the parents, well, this is the thing you have to do, and then it's going to be all right. But probably you don't. Okay. And there's just a lot of things. If you look at the internet, there are a lot of ways of protesting.
Oh,
yeah,
new creative ways.
Have you ever seen this picture? Protest March 1930 in Washington. A female big protest for, not against, for women's rights. Yeah. And it's a creative way, I think. She is just has a cloth on, it's the bride, something. So to present themselves as we are humans, come on. And they got the human rights and the votes, the right to vote. Yeah, but there was a lot of protests in the time, more than 100 years ago. Okay, we're going to do some things. Well, okay, we have explained a little bit about what you can use. You can read it later in detail, because otherwise it's going to be very bored, and I won't go slow. But we think in the ideas of the nonviolence process, there are a lot of things. For example, we have some great. Do I have it here?
Yes.
Okay, the canvas. Okay, I will show you later.
I think it's...
No, just let it. For example, there's a lot of things we can use to promote the planning in the nonviolent conflicts. No, it's not there.
Yeah, it's here. Here. What? Okay.
No. I meant something else. Okay. And all things start just with this, but you know, you've probably wrote it on your own hand as well. If you don't know it, then you look in your hand. So what can I tell the parents? Self-control. Be in balance. Oh. What did you do, Kirsten?
I didn't do anything. I think it's
okay.
a protest. It's a protest from them.
A protest. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can read it over there.
Well, we were going to tell something about the inverse planning process.
Okay. Yeah.
I see on my laptop. Oh.
You can see it on
okay.
the screen. Okay. You are in advance of us. Yeah. Okay. There's some very interesting idea, and it's not new. Here is good. It's not something new, but what if you're starting to, for example, work with the parents and think, well, okay, we need a plan, and we've built on the presence and the de-escalation, etc. But okay, what kind of family do you want
to be?
And we're not sure when it will arise, it will appear.
And if?
And if, we're not sure about that. Yeah, what kind of family do you want to be? And then, of course, the question, what is your role as a parent in that situation? What are you prepared to do to hold in the situation? For example, if you protest as a country, a lot of people protesting for democracy, and the dictator is gone, and you don't have anything to support the democracy, then you have a big problem. We know a lot of examples that it will collapse, and the dictator, a new one, is coming back. And I think it's also within the families. If maybe one dictator is just removed or changed, then the other one's to. If we don't have a plan of how to make rules, make rituals, and to make a future plan. So one idea is very simple, but begin at the end. It's just like, well, probably some of you heard of Stephen Covey. He taught us a management thing, etc. But he thought, begin at the end, because then you know what to do today. So you're going to be a reverse. Yeah, we show you if the presentation is working. Yeah? It's very small, yeah. Can we protest? 1 second.
Okay.
We have the time.
No, not really, but okay.
We have the time.
But
yeah,
maybe we can begin talking anyway, because we thought about today, maybe about our end time. So what did we want to achieve and do? So
what kind of family do we want to have?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was our end goal, right?
Absolutely.
We wanted to achieve, like, you maybe being encouraged to resist a little bit more. So that was our end goal. So then we just fought back. So yesterday, we were there with the cards and the T-shirt. The day before, we were there with the cards.
Recruiting supporters.
Yes.
Yeah, some of you wear the sign. Yeah,
yes.
great. Yeah.
Oh, and we were making the signs.
We were making the signs.
Yesterday and the day before. And so we have all these steps in the preparation to come to this point and not feel afraid to do it. Right? So there's a lot of steps to come before today.
Yeah. Okay. And one other idea is can everybody see the, yeah, it's okay? Because it's more than 1 second. We don't want to pressure you.
That was exactly what we wanted you to see.
Because we mean no harm. But we protest. Thanks a lot. Sometimes, but this is some sort of ideas we took out of that. There are a lot of more. Please look at the internet. Please look at the all wonderful ideas. For example, the organization Canvas. Maybe you've heard about it. It's very interesting because there's a lot of, on the internet, Canvas. They, in the Yugoslavian time, and when there's, in Serbia and there was a big protest organization, Canvas. Look up. We will put it in the PowerPoint. Very interesting. And they say something like this. If we look at the, there is a lot of intentions, good intentions, to achieve your goals. Well, we would love to do this, and we find out, oh, it would be wonderful if we could change that. We don't need the intentions. Because if we build a plan on intention, it's going to fail. We build on capacities, capabilities. What you really are able to do.
Yeah.
Actions, yeah. What is possible for you. So that's the next.
That's also very important in the family setting as
Yeah.
well, right?
Yeah. Because if we talk with parents, yes, I want to be this and that, and then of course we say, oh, wonderful, what a good idea. Yeah, but what can you do? So, yeah, if we look at that a little bit closer, then, for example, I want to have dinner in a fancy restaurant. Well, we did last evening.
Yes.
Yeah, we did. But I don't have enough money, so you have to check what is possible. What are the capabilities? Or I want to. Well, we had some sort of idea of making everybody here in this room. But okay, some people choose something else. It's okay.
Yes.
They don't know what they miss. But at least we have supporters. We knew that before. And we recruit them. So that makes us a little bit stronger. That was, yeah. And maybe, well, the opponent, for example, the political, social, want to arrest all the opposition leaders. Well, we don't give them much information about how do we work. Yeah, okay. Is that logical if we say this? Yeah, maybe it helps us to a little bit to achieve that more. Okay, and then we found out, and it's not new, maybe some of you heard of this, the SWOT, strength, weaknesses, opportunity, threats. If you don't, well, I think we can use this a lot, even with parents, just on the table, writing down things to look at the strengths. And if we just one slide further, maybe it's just some ideas we had. For example, if we talk with parents, they can say, what are our strengths? Well, at least we are the two of us. We're not alone. This is one of our strengths. It's very important. Or, well, we had some difficult times, but we know that we can work together. This is our strength. We won't give up, something like that. And if we then look at the other side, well, maybe, I'm not sure if we can call it weaknesses, but it's how it's called here. Well, it's not, we don't come back on a situation. We say, no, this is not acceptable, but then we leave it. So our weakness is a little bit just letting it go. It's going to in the complementary escalation.
Yeah. I think we need to hurry up, Ron.
Yeah, we have to hurry up. Oh my God, yeah. Okay, okay. We can skip this one? Yeah, yeah. Oh, this is what I meant, canvas. Very interesting. Yeah, it's okay? We've told this?
Yes?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, okay, okay. Now comes the workshop part. You have to do something. You have to do something. We will give you some example of this. And we added some more. We didn't do this because other people, Peter Ackerman did this. But he found out that there are some 6 different ways of resistance. So what we would like to ask for you is to think of a case. We'll explain the case. And think of different ways of protest, maybe a resistance way. In some 4, 5, group of 4 or 5.
Yeah, just brainstorm, right? So every idea is a good idea, yeah? So don't be shooting off any ideas if you don't think they're realistic. We want to just have some ideas flowing, and then maybe pick one on which you maybe can think a little bit about a SWOT to actually do it, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then you have for the confrontational. We know about the protest probably. We can think of maybe some ideas, but there's the non-cooperation and also the disruptive interventions we can think of. Well, okay. And of course the constructive, the persuasive, how to maybe we can get the other one in our camp.
Be attractive, right? Be attractive and seductive.
Contractive, like Uri's.
Contractive.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So it's we know it's possible that you can make groups of 4 or 5.
Yeah, but you have to explain the...
Oh, the case. Well, we'd like to present you some case. We just confronted with a couple of weeks ago. We were called by a colleague who was just saying, well, Ron and Kirsten, can you think with us? I'm here with a family, and they have a daughter of, I think, about 12 years of age. And probably she's protesting because he locked her up in her own room. And the parents are about, 2 or 3 months trying to get her out of the room.
Yeah.
And it doesn't succeed. So please help think with us. What can we do with the nonviolence resistance?
What can we tell the parents on Monday?
What can we tell?
Please, Monday, 11 o'clock.
Yeah. So, and it's a situation where parents are very warm and they really love to beat it, but they think, they hesitate.
And we know, of course, about an announcement and a sit-in, but we also learn by looking at all the social civil resistance, you need like a lot of different actions. So you need variety.
Yeah.
So we need a little bit more variety.
Yeah.
To resist, to help parents resist. Okay?
Yeah. So we have a big room here, so we can spread a little bit. Okay.
Lie down. Oh, I thought you said lie down.
Lie down. Okay, that's another. So if you can form group, then the next 10 minutes we can think. You can think, not we.
Yeah.
You can think of things. Okay.
Maybe we have some paper here if you want to, and some.
Yeah, I have some sheets as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh. I'm still throwing it. It's okay. Can you?
Now is the test if they are going to non-cooperate with us.
They won't cooperate with us.
No.
I think they learned something from us.
Yes,
They're
we've taken
really
it too far.
protesting, non-cooperating, and thinking.
They are doing the go slow, or maybe the non-cooperation.
Yeah. Okay. Join us. Join us. Okay, thank you. So,
And the sit-in.
the sit-in, the shit-in. We just had a phone call from the parents because they was just asking us, and are there some good ideas from your wise colleagues in Osnabrück? And we said, just hold on a few minutes, because at this moment they are thinking about how to solve, not to solve the problem, but to search the conflict.
Yes.
We're searching the conflict. So, there's always people going slow, but okay. We know them from Germany, from Hamburg, but okay. We're almost at the end of our workshop, and we're just very curious. What kind of ideas did you brought
Come
up?
up with, yeah. Is there anyone want to share?
We had an idea talking about we're not going to give up on having a life in this family. In many cases that I work with, there's no life anymore in the house. So while you're struggling, we are going to continue living, and that means that people will come here and they will come and say hi to you, and there will be smell of favorite food, and there will be loud music and laughter in this house. Wonderful. And also because we think you need life.
You need life.
Yes.
We won't give that up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I was just listening to you, Rick, and I think maybe the main part, I'm not sure if you had the same idea in mind, is it's all about the intention.
Yes.
And also the capabilities, of course, of the parents. Not about changing their daughter.
No, but I think I see that this is the way that the daughters come out of the house eventually. It is when the parents, they start to show, this is how we live. And this is the life you've always had. You were in a crisis, but we will not bring down our family with the crisis. We're still here. We're alive.
Okay.
The boat is here.
The boat is here. Wow. We'll
Thank
bring it
you.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, we brainstormed a lot of things. Getting the door out of the room, so remove the door. The presence, get everyone in the room, lots of times. Less variety in the food to provoke conflict. Limit her in possibilities. By example, getting her telephone and stuff away. Maybe even the blanket.
This is the hard stuff.
The hard stuff where one wanted to remove the window.
Okay, so there's
and that's when we
wind
said
is
no,
blowing.
there are no wrong ideas. Yeah,
all ideas are good. A wind of change in the room.
We had overdo the staying in the room thing. Create a festival. Create a Christmas week. Create a carnival week. Create a Easter week, and have festivities on her room.
Wow. I would like to be there.
Yeah.
In that room.
A network marathon where the complete network walks in and keeps coming in. Using pictures from the past. Every day a new picture on the wall with memories from the past, good, nice memories.
Wow. And all that in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We have posting an A3 format poster with our own protest.
He's not finished. Sorry.
And every day a new sentence.
Wow, wonderful.
Getting off the fire alarm.
Okay, sorry.
And keep going. every daily stuff, do it in her room. Cook in her room. Clean. Closing the bathroom door upstairs, so she has to go downstairs for the toilet. And the last and connecting one was the baby phone, where you can get always in touch wherever you are, and you're always present.
Wow.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah. The parents
Thank you.
would be thrilled.
Send the bill.
Is there anyone who can add something at this story? It's wonderful. Yeah.
Do you want to add something? I thought you did. Oh,
No,
sorry.
it's okay. It's okay.
You-
Okay.
oh,
Okay.
there in the back.
Wonderful. Yeah.
I've heard smoking off, smoking her out.
Smoking her out. Sorry, it has to be non-violent.
Maybe there was one point we found that you didn't mention, was the opposite, not to have high life around her, but to have the opposite, like to stay silent and to sort of disappear and maybe make her curious to find out if we are still there.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. The time is up. So, but was it helpful to use the format, the 6 ideas?
Oh,
Because
yes, thank you.
we were just thinking maybe
Thank
it
you.
helps us a little bit to think out of the box, and because Chaim Omer and his team had wonderful ideas of resistance, and well, we thought in a resisting way maybe we can add something, but we have some wonderful ideas, and maybe we can use it. But if as to end our workshop, you don't have to do anything, by the way. We had this one. We thought this was a really interesting idea of course, the man who inspired us all. But he says, well, every time it's the study for serious experimentation. So we would like to invite you to just think of new things, try things, and maybe we can add the toolbox more and more in the resisting part. So,
Before we let them out the door, did we achieve what we came to do here? Maybe we just have to ask ourselves,
yeah,
right?
do we think they are enough? They have enough
So we don't
courage
have
to?
we don't have any control
No.
over them only.
No, we don't want to control. over
So
them.
did we achieve?
I think we did. Yeah.
I think so
we
too.
did. Thanks for
So
thanks
thank
for
you.
Thanks. Yeah.
And stay in touch. If you
we stay
have
in-
new resistance ideas, we have to combine and
Yeah, and if you see somewhere this sign, then you know I am part of the movement
yes,
promoting the art.
maybe we have to print more T-shirts
Yeah,
rather
if
than
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye.